Hi, my name is Fia, and I wanted to watch this video and react to it real quick. Some of the things that he said that I really agree with, some of the things that he was saying that I completely disagree and feels like he doesn't understand what he's talking about when he's talking about Israel. But let's dig in.
I just got banned from Israel upon arrival and deported back to America for anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content. I flew out of New Jersey on an El Al flight to Tel Aviv on a plane with basically all Jews and had plenty of pleasant conversations and positive interactions on my way there. Believe it or not, a lot of Jews were excited for me to visit their country.
Where are we headed, boys? We're headed to Tel Aviv, baby. Are they gonna let me in? Yes, sir.
But of course, I was being tracked the entire time, and photos of me circulated in Jewish WhatsApp groups as I was asleep in the middle seat of the back of the plane. 12 hours in the middle seat later, I land in Israel and my passport scan says to go find an agent. I'm then brought to the back office where my interrogation begins. I tell him I'm here to enjoy the beaches of Tel Aviv, see some holy sites, and maybe do some street interviews asking some of the world's oldest questions, right? He then asks if I'm here to provoke Jews, if I'm hiding anything, if I'm anti-Semitic. I tell him no, obviously. The agent then goes like, you can just be honest, this is Israel.
Such an Israeli things to say. I'm sorry. I know it's a stupid thing, but just such an Israeli thing to say.
As if I said, yeah, I'm anti-Semitic, that would somehow go over well upon arriving to Israel. But I tell him, no, I'm not. I don't hate anyone, and I don't. He proceeds to...
It's annoying because I've watched the video that he made about the Hasidic Jews in America, and I know for a fact that the video that he made was not anti-Semitic. He was talking about it purely from like the perspective of there is a group of people that are using the welfare for their advantage and like for their religion. It has nothing to do with them being Jews. It's just because it was just about their actions, and I feel like banning him and calling that anti-Semitic is problematic as fuck, because it means that the country of Israel supports the fraud that was happening in America.
Watch my videos about the Hasidic Jewish communities in upstate New York and New Jersey, where I examine how they use welfare to afford 7 to 10 kids. I try to explain the nature of the videos, and he eventually tells me to go sit down while they deliberate my fate. About 30 minutes later, he tells me to come back in the room and states that he's spoken to his higher-ups and that I've been denied entry into Israel due to anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content. I'm then handed a paper that I have to sign, which falsely claims that I've attempted to illegally immigrate to...
I want to read that. Oh. Oh, I don't see the Hebrew part, but yeah, you can... I thought there's something says that in Hebrew that I'm missing, but yeah, it's just that they lied about it, which is also very, very problematic. Why do you need to lie about it? If you're denying entrance for being anti-Semitic, that's one thing, but them lying about it is pretty annoying.
Israel, which is obviously bullshit, and I assume was done to prevent me from re-entering Israel for as long as legally possible, despite him telling me the real reason was due to anti-Semitic content. In fact, I checked Twitter and see that Israel's Minister of Diaspora and Combating Anti-Semitism is retweeting an Israeli news article that claims Tyler Oliveira,
YouTuber, not a VTuber, expelled from Israeli borders on the order of Israeli Minister Diaspora Minister Amichai Chikli. Look, the entry of a vile American anti-Semite. Oh my god, that is so dramatic. A deeply misguided young man who is notorious for spreading, and it's cut off. That is a bit that's a bit excessive. That's very dramatic headline.
the Jew-hating YouTuber, is expelled from Israeli border on the orders of the Israeli minister. The fuck? He then quotes, "I'm proud to have denied entry to Israel today to an unfortunate YouTuber who is using the harassment of Jews as a way to get clout on social media. Furthermore, let this be a lesson to all Jew haters and supporters of BDS." Whatever that means.
I think that people who talk like that and people who are saying that are just spreading misinformation. His video was very informative, and he just showed what those people were telling him. He didn't spread any misinformation about what was happening in America with the Jew community. I think it's kind of annoying that they try to misinterpret. I don't know how to word. They're trying to show that his content wasn't what it really was, and it's kind of pissing me off. Like, this is very disingenuous on their side, and they don't need to lie about stuff like that, and it makes us look very bad. We already have a very bad image in the world, and I think allowing access for Tyler to come and see how Israel is and come and interview Israelis would have been a very good thing to do, because he was asking genuine questions. He was not asking like triggering questions, something like that. He was asking genuine questions that I also had when I was watching the video. So I think letting him like come into the country would have been a good decision. I don't like it that they blocked him. That kind of changes. My opinion kind of changes at the end of the video, but let's watch.
Now, for a second, imagine if me criticizing welfare use in black communities in America somehow got me banned from countries in Africa. Or the welfare users in Appalachia somehow got me banned from Europe. This exception only seems to exist when it's regarding Jews. So I tell the agent, "Man, it's a shame I can't visit the biggest democracy in the Middle East." And he goes, "Well, maybe you can visit Afghanistan." They confiscate
Such an Israeli answer, oh my god.
my passport, take me to a brief holding room with a bunch of Filipinos, and then tell me I have a flight out at midnight, which is like 8 hours later. Now, it's clear to me at this point that the unspoken strategy is they want the accusations of anti-Semitism they hurl at people like me to eventually become true, to then justify their very accusations. But the problem is, there is no hatred in my heart, only a resolve to see things as they are.
I don't believe that what he's saying is true, mainly because of what is coming next. It's either that or he's misinformed about Israel's army. But let's continue watching. I feel like he's been a little bit disingenuous as well.
So try to answer this. Why am I, as an American, not allowed to question my fellow Americans who happen to be Jewish and how our collective tax dollars are being spent in America? And why?
That is a fair point, and that is also why I'm annoyed that he's being blocked from entering Israel. He was asking questions about the community, that an American community that happened to be Jewish, and that's why he's blocked from coming to America, to Israel. I'm sorry. I think that's very stupid, and I think it's a huge L on the Israeli side.
If my videos happen to involve Jewish people, am I now labeled a Jew-hating anti-Semite, while our greatest ally, Israel, that is the single largest recipient of American foreign aid in our history?
This is the part where I want to explain why Israel cannot aid America with its army. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand, but let's continue watching.
Then deports me while their government officials publicly paint a target on my back while I'm still in their country. Adjusting for inflation, U.S. aid to Israel from 1951 to 2022 totaled $317 billion, making it the largest recipient of American foreign aid since World War II. But fun fact, we don't even have a formal mutual defense treaty with Israel. Yes, our greatest ally is not even technically our ally.
He will explain it in a minute. I do want to point out, I think it is understandable why he's angry with Israel. I understand why he's angry. He's been sent home while after spending a lot of money on tickets there and tickets back. So I understand why he is upset. I'm not saying that he has no reason to be upset. I just think that he's wrong with what he's about to say now.
For perspective, the US has formal mutual defense treaties with all 32 NATO members: Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Thailand. And these treaties legally obligate the US to come to their defense if attacked and vice versa. The obligation is a two-way street, but not with Israel. In some
I will explain why it's not the same with Israel, and it's very simple. If we give any aid of our army, of our people, we will be here defenseless. And I want you to understand, and if Tyler will watch this, it's gonna be insane, but I am speaking to Tyler. I want you to understand that we are surrounded by enemies. We physically cannot send you help. We cannot send anyone help because we will stay here. The civilians of Israel will stay defenseless while our army is helping you. It's not that we don't want to help you. We do want to help you, but we physically can't, because if we send our army somewhere else, we will fucking die. It's that simple. It's not that we don't want to help. We're helping America in any way we can, except sending troops. And I understand that it's annoying. I understand that it's, in your opinion, it's bad. But we physically cannot send you troops if you're in war, because we will be here defenseless without any troops in Israel. With that being said, another point that I want to say that is pissing me off about the Hasidic Jews that are here in Israel, by the way, is that they are part of the reason, which is fucking ironic, why Israel has so little defense, because they refuse to go to the army. The Hasidic Jews are being leeches on my own country. It's not only in America, they're doing this here too. That's why I defend Tyler. He was exposing people I hate the most. There are leeches everywhere they go. There are leeches in here, there are leeches in America. That's why I think he should have come here. He didn't say anything that is wrong. He was telling the truth in that video, and it's annoying. But also this part where he says that Israel's not helping America, it's only because we physically cannot give you any troops. We don't have any. Right now, Israel is having shortage of troops because a lot of people refuse to go to the IDF.
Summary: we've given Israel over $300 billion in cumulative aid. We vote UN resolutions to shield them from international law all the time. We provide them with the most advanced weapons on Earth, and American troops die in conflicts to uphold Israeli interests.
We rarely asked any help from America in our wars. Usually when there is a war in Israel, we fight them ourselves with our own people, our own army. We do use the technology, of course, but I can Google it right now. The only time we actually asked for help recently was for the Iranian war. So him saying that American troops constantly die for Israel is also wrong.
All without a formal obligation for Israel to defend the US. No treaty, no legitimate alliance, no defense commitment. So, they'll take our money, they'll let our soldiers die to eliminate existential threats to Israel, but I'm the second coming of Hitler if I get on a plane to visit the country that's the largest recipient of foreign aid that my tax dollars go towards. I get deported and called a Jew hater by Israeli officials for what? Looking for the truth? Is that illegal in Israel, the biggest democracy in the Middle East?
I was making a joke that questions are the biggest fear of Jews sometimes. Like, they're actually allergic to questions. I mean, I don't like the Hasidic Jews as much as any other person. I'm not gonna defend them even 1 second. I will defend things that I think are true.
I've refrained from exploring this topic to the degree in which it deserves because I wanted to first report on important topics, boots on the ground in Israel, before I was inevitably banned. But now, there's nothing to lose. I'm effectively perma-banned from entering. I think it's time we examine how a small country of about 10 million people seemingly exert more control of American foreign policy than any other country on Earth.
So this, oh my lord, this sentence that he's ending with is also why I think that he is being more vindictive than he's leading on, because he is now trying to find like why Israel is getting so much aid. And honestly, I don't know why. I do know that we do need it. We've been using that aid to protect ourselves from the countries that want to kill us. We're not using that aid to, I don't know, live luxurious lives. We're using that aid for the army. We're using that aid to protect ourselves. So I'm not sure what he's trying to find or what he's trying to do here. And I hope he will understand that most Israelis don't hate him. And I hope the ban will be lifted, honestly, and I hope he will be allowed to come here and that he would still want to come here if he will be allowed. And I hope if he does look into things, I hope he will look into things without a vindictive eye, and will actually will try to look into why we get the aid, and not like see that we get aid and then complain about it instead of like looking into it deeper. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and maybe I will do this more. I don't know. I really want to talk about this topic. Thank you for watching. Bye.